Hey guys, Commander Cycle here, back with another Star Wars Black Series review. Today we've got Star Wars The Black Series, Book of Boba Fett Throne Room, or basically the end of Mandalorian Season 2. So this is a great figure, and before we get into the figure, let's take a look at this cool box. Alright, so the box here is looking good. It's got Star Wars The Black Series, the Book of Boba Fett right here. Boba Fett Throne Room in different languages. And so that's pretty cool. Star Wars The Black Series down there. Nothing on that side. Black Series up here. We've got Boba Fett right here with the Throne Room name down there. Then we've also got what looks to be the Throne Room in the back, I assume. And then we got the bigger picture right here. Number 2 in the Boba Fett line. And then there's his bio, if you want to pause and read that. Now, let's get into the figure. Alright, here we have the Book of Boba Fett figure out of the box. Now, he's looking great. This is a deluxe figure, so he has a lot of accessories. Basically the same as the Return of the Jedi, except he has a separate helmet and not the flame effects. So, I'm going to get him into a standing pose and get all these accessories out of hand. So, all these accessories are awesome. Here is the blaster that it comes with. It's got some nice gray paint and some brown near the handle, which is actually looking pretty good. And it is the same mold as Return of the Jedi one. As you can see, it's the same mold, except there's just a bit of color difference, and it doesn't have the brown near the holster, because there's some brown lines over by the top of the gun instead of on the Book of Boba Fett one. And he comes with also this pistol that looks great. It's got the same gray as the blaster, and it's got some brown near the handle as well, which is pretty cool. And yeah, here we have the helmet, which is actually looking pretty good. The detail on it is cool. It looks the exact, is once again the same mold from the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, but this is the Cobb Vanth helmet. There's yellow instead of silver. There's red instead of silver on the back here. There's no scratch marks. The yellow squares are actually painted in, and then there's just a black one at the end. And there's the dent in the helmet, of course. So, yeah, you can put the Return of the Cobb Vanth's helmet on Boba Fett's, but there's already a figure called the Temple Ruins Boba Fett that basically has that same helmet design, and it's on the armor too. But, yeah, I guess you could put the regular one on, and now if you try to put the helmet on Cobb Vanth, it doesn't really work. It kind of stops near his beard. So, yeah, here we can take his jetpack, and then we could take a look at it. It's got some nice, good detail. Once again, it's the same mold from the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, except the colors are different. This one's all green, has some yellow near the bottom of the rockets. There's some red paint there. There's a little scratch mark here. And then the little, things sticking out of the top are painted silver, unlike the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett's. And, of course, the rocket can pop out. It also does have some silver paint in the middle. And if you do have the flame effects or the rocket effects from the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, you can go ahead and stick them in the rocket here, in case you want to have this Boba Fett's jetpack flying around and everything. So, yeah, looks pretty good. And we'll just stand the figure back up here. I tried to put the jetpack, but it fell. And let's get into the detail. Here we've got Boba Fett, and now we're just going to take a look at the detail. This figure is looking awesome. So on the head here, it's the Tamora Morrison photo real. He's got some scratch marks all over. But, some people complain about this head. But, I think it's alright, but it's shiny a little bit. I think that's the main complaint. Yeah, most of the photo real heads are. So while we're at it, I'm going to do some articulation with it. He can look back about that far. And he's also got a second neck peg, too. So he can look back and look forward pretty far. So I guess that's some good articulation. And then on his chest, he's got some silver scratch marks. He's got 2 silver painted circles, some red paint there, and the silver in the middle. And he's got his bomb logo. There's also some silver right there at the top. So he can go back about this far, which is actually pretty good. It can go forward pretty far, actually. And yeah, so his arm, he's got on his belt. He's got the gold silk painted thing on the belt with the lighter brown and a darker brown. We've got his holster that goes all the way around his legs, and you can easily just plug in his pistol and just make it stay there if you want. Or you can have him using it in hand. It's looking pretty good. And then on the shoulder here, there's some dents. And then there's 2 dents on this one with, of course, the Mythos Sword logo. And then down to the gauntlets here, we've got the rocket that's painted with the kind of copper, black, and silver. Then there's the red gauntlet. And then on his wrist, he's got like some armor plating. But it looks pretty similar to the Mando figure. Because the triangle armor, it looks exactly the same. And I don't know, I think it's reused there. And same for the trigger finger, because it's got the same gauntlet part on the armor. And then it doesn't match the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett either, so I believe it is reused from the Beskar Mando. Or even the regular Mando, I believe. So, this is a pretty cool looking figure. And, yeah, he does have some side-to-side movement. And you could plug in the flame from the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett if you really wanted to. I mean, you could have Boba Fett using the flames like he did to that stormtrooper and stuff. Or literally any, I don't know, not Tusken Raiders, because he's friends with the Tusken Raiders. Or not friends, he's more like family now, if you've seen this show. I mean, he can go about that far for T-pose. There is no butterfly joints. I thought there was. There's some rotation near the elbow, and then rotation at the gauntlet too. So elbow can get about right there. Rotation at the gauntlet, like I said, back and forth movement on the hand. So that's pretty cool. And then the trigger finger has up and down. So that's good. Some nice good hand movement and articulation. So, of course, he's got like his cloth legs from the where he was in his Tusken outfit. He can do the splits about that far. He's got some thigh swivel. So that's pretty good. And his knees can go pretty far back, even though there's some huge, there's like ball joints. But it's got, of course, his yellow knee pads. And he does have some boot swivel. So, yeah, his foot can go back about all the way back, I suppose, almost. And he does have some rocker. And then we can plug the foot back forward, and it starts to look pretty good. And, yeah, I forgot. Let's see if Boba Fett can hula hoop, because I always try that in my figures. And, yep, Boba Fett can hula hoop all right. He could probably hula hoop for a while. Now, let's take a look at this figure's accessories on. Alright, so here we have Boba Fett with all of his accessories, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy just to use them. You just plug the jetpack into these pegs right here in the back, and it sticks in pretty nicely, and it looked great. If you want to see it from a side angle, here you go. Makes him a lot thicker though. And here we have his helmet that we can just put on his head, and it looks great. His pistol I already put in his holster when I was showing it, and then here all we could do is just take his blaster, and we could put it in his arms. And if you just kind of have to move his finger around, and yeah, now we're gonna get him in the sweet pose so we can scale him up with his other figures. Alright, here we have Boba Fett next to Beskar Mandalorian on the left, and then we have him next to Axe Wolves on the right. Here we have Boba Fett next to Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Boba Fett on the left, and we have him next to Cobb Vanth on the right. And also here we have Boba Fett next to the Imperial Remnant Stormtrooper on the left, and the Deluxe Dark Trooper on the right. Here we also have Boba Fett with the Mando Loyalist on the left from the Clone Wars, and Attack of the Clones Jango Fett on the right. Thank you guys so much for watching today's review of Star Wars The Black Series Boba Fett Throne Room. And like I said in my past videos, if you can, please hit those 3 buttons, like, subscribe, and share. Hitting those helps me out so much, and I can't thank you guys enough. So we're trying to get to 50 subs before the end of the year, and if you can help me out, then we're on to 100 after 50, and then we'll keep on going up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another review. Cycle out.